Hello everyone and welcome to this live stream. Just so you know, I've put in the chat a link to this, and if you're not watching this live, there will also be a link to my website which has all of the prompts from today's stream. We're going to be doing Claude SEO, and I'm going to show you some tips and tricks that I've found in the last few months where I haven't really been making these kind of videos. I've got a couple of things to show that are probably going to be their own separate videos at some point very soon, but I think I've got some exciting stuff. And I really think people are going to enjoy this if they're into SEO. So let's have a look at the first prompt, or let's kind of explain what we're going to do first a little bit. So I'm going to use this article right here, which was not made by Harbor. Another thing I would like to mention is if you kind of want to do all of this without any effort whatsoever, you can also try our software, which is harborseo.ai. I'm not going to go too much into it, but we do have a yearly discount right now, so if you want to try it, feel free to try it. But yeah, we won't be using Harbor today. But Harbor does do all of this already. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to improve this article here because it doesn't have any real data in it. It's not really doing anything for me. Like it just kind of exists on the website. Now, ideally, this would have some kind of data in it, maybe a data visualization. And maybe the content could be a little bit longer as well, maybe. So what we're going to do is we're going to use something called paste to markdown. So if you just go on Google and write paste to markdown, and then click on this one here, ewangoddard.github.io, this screen will open. All you do is, after you've dragged down the entire article, okay, so let's just drag down until you get to the end here, Control C to copy, and then Control V to paste. We now have all of the markdown of this article. So let me just show you the difference. If you just do a normal copy, what's going to happen is these images, first of all, you're going to lose a lot of formatting, but also these images become Google Drive links, and they are no longer your links. They're no longer from your website. Okay? So yeah, that's kind of why you have to use paste to markdown instead. So we're going to use paste to markdown here, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Perplexity. I do have Perplexity Pro. I would recommend using Perplexity Pro for this. And I'm going to paste this in here, and then I'm going to go to the first prompt, which is, can you find real data that could accompany this article? Do not add the data to the article, just give me interesting data as a summary. So get historical data where possible so it can be used as a comparison. So another thing I want to mention is that each of these prompts, some of them are chained, but the main prompts here shouldn't really be used together because things are going to get complicated pretty quickly. So this is just kind of 3 or 4 different methods of making an article better. I don't know if you should necessarily do all of them to the same article. So the first one here is we're just getting some real data, okay? So global textile production has doubled between 2000 and 2015, from 50 million tons to 100 million tons. The average number of times a garment is worn before being discarded has decreased by 36% compared to 15 years ago. These are all interesting statistics that could be included, because if I actually go on here, I think I saw, yeah, you can see it talks about sustainability. So obviously AI being AI, it sees sustainability and all it talks about is sustainability. AI has an obsession with sustainability. I don't know if people have noticed that, but I've proven this before. If I just go on here and we'll just do a quick test yet again, and we'll say, give me 10 interesting drop shipping niches. I guarantee the first one will be eco-friendly products. Yeah, exactly. Every single time, AI has an obsession with eco-friendly products. The fashion industry is responsible for 8 to 10% of global emissions. Literally every single one of these is sustainability. Why are they all sustainability? Anyway, we'll just continue with sustainability for now, but I do find that very interesting. Like, I kind of want to, yeah, this is more, still talking about sustainability. Stop talking about, anyway. So we'll just take this for now, because we don't want to waste time. So what we're going to do is, we're going to get rid of all of the citations. You don't have to do this part. You can keep citations if you want. Hey, Michelle, thanks, I appreciate that. And what we're going to do is, we're we're going to give the article, so the paste to markdown stuff here as well. That should have pasted, yeah, good. And then we'll go to the second prompt here, which is, can you use this real data, output the article as it is now with images embedded, etc., and internal links, change nothing except adding interesting and real data to the article to enrich it, keep the images as image embeds as you find them. So we'll do that now. So what it'll do now is it'll natively include these statistics inside the article, which makes the article read better, it makes the article rank better, and also it kind of, yeah, it increases everything basically. But it should, this will have been 100% AI generated before I did this, because it was written by an older version of Harbor that, yeah, was very, very old. But if we go here now and I do a test, I wouldn't be surprised if this wasn't picked up as fully AI generated anymore. It might be still, but I probably will actually. It is pretty, yeah, it's still AI generated. That's fine. All we did was add some statistics, obviously. This is a very, very old system that I used here. But the really cool thing is we do have some interesting facts and figures, etc., etc. So now if I go down to Markdown to HTML and put this here, you should see that aside from this, and I don't know why it's suddenly the 26th of August. Oh, that came from the original article. Okay, so we still have the images there. Perfect. This is exactly what I wanted. Nothing's really changed. It's just enriched the article. Okay, I think everyone would agree that. I need to sleep. I wish I could catch some live streams. Night, mate. Night, Matt. Sleep well, mate. See you on the other side. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to do something that people do not talk about on YouTube ever, which is this prompt here. So the third prompt, create an interesting data visualization in HTML, starting with a div with a name and ending with a div. Make it a simple, that shouldn't say infographic, but I will change that. Pie chart or whatever, which explains something interesting in the article I've sent you. Put all styling in style tags and without any global CSS settings that may change how the website itself looks. This is going directly onto a CMS like Shopify or WordPress, so don't use unnecessary HTML or style tags. So we'll press enter here. Okay, there we go. This is what we wanted. Sometimes the bars don't show because it is a relative thing with nothing in relation to it. It's kind of annoying, but yeah, it happens. Still not showing. Yeah, you can do that, Michelle, for sure. You can definitely add hex codes, yep. Yep. You can add your logo as well. So actually, I'll do that just to show that. Thanks for mentioning that, actually.
Let's talk about it out loud.
Michelle said, can you add in hex codes to that prompt so the coloring matches your website? Yes, you can. And you can also add this. Okay, that'll do. Like, I'm not going for perfection right now. I can easily just change this color if I need to. Please also add my logo. You do need to play around with this a little bit. Again, this isn't going to look good either because obviously the colors are not going to make sense with this logo. Oh, that didn't work. Oh, that wasn't the image address, that's why. Okay, so now we have this. I can just, let me just do this on W3 Schools, it's going to be quicker. So W3 Schools is really, really useful for editing this kind of stuff. Oh, that is my image file, interesting. What do you think of apps like SEO Ant for Shopify? I've never heard of that. I don't know that tool, so I can't really talk on it. I haven't really ever had good success with Shopify apps though. Oh, there we go, perfect. Okay, so let's say this looks beautiful, because I know that it doesn't really look amazing right now, but what we have now is, so there are a couple of options here. Personally, what I've been thinking more recently to do is, instead of posting this as HTML, I've been thinking about taking screenshots and then pasting them. Because on WordPress, for example, which I should have WordPress open, I do, you can, if I'm not mistaken, which I'm not, just paste images that you've done a screenshot of, I believe. Yeah, look. So now that becomes an image, which is really, really cool. Now this is something that we're looking at doing in Harbour as well. Just because images also rank on them on their own, and they don't like, it being an image isn't bad for SEO. Although I will say that the title from the graph being in HTML does help it pick up that keyword, if that makes sense. But you can also just add like a little thing underneath it, I think, with the title. But yeah, you can do this with Shopify too, I believe. You can do this with Shopify too. Go off my screen. Let me just get Tumen open. Okay, you can go on my screen. So if I'm not mistaken, which this time I don't know if I'm mistaken or not, you should be able to, maybe you can't. So Shopify might have to be HTML. Well, obviously you can upload this image, but you can't just paste it in. I'm surprised you can't just paste it in, that's kind of stupid. Drag and drop images. So you'd have to save the image on Paint. Yeah, this is a bit of an annoying process. I probably wouldn't do it like this. Big chart. Yeah, no, I don't like that process. I'd probably leave this as HTML for... I mean, it does look good though, and it does become a Shopify link as well, which is good. So yeah, it's kind of up to you how you do this. You can just leave it as HTML. I probably would for Shopify, because that's a little bit more complicated and it's a little bit more annoying. But you can see what I'm going for here. Obviously, you play with the colors, you make the design look nice, whatever. You can literally just say like, make the background of the chart white to fit with my logo, and also make the whole thing look a little less bad and old. It looks like it was designed on MS Paint. Like, you can play around with this. I'm not someone who's bothered about design at all. Once I have a design that looks fine, then I just start pumping out content, because pumping out content is way better than just worrying about, you know, every little thing. But I will, obviously, I do understand that people do care about design. I just don't. There we go, that looks a lot better. So yeah, you can stick that on your website very, very easily. This will help increase the ranking of any article. So you can put this in. You could say, I'm not going to say it right now, but you could say, now write the article out again with the bar chart somewhere. But I will do that, but not just yet. I want to show you some other things that we can do as well. So now I'm going to do another. Now probably I would do this on a fresh one, to be honest with you, because I want to. I don't want to bias it, so I'm going to just start this process again inside of fresh Claude. like that. And then I'm going to hit enter here. Now, I've seen some really, really cool things come out of this, so I'm hoping that will be the case again. Okay, so this is a fairly standard one. Like, we do this on Harvard all day. This does look cool though, I will say. This is like a double one. I do like that. That's a really big thing to have on your website, so it means that people will be distracted by it, they'll stay on the page for longer. There's a few good reasons why this would work quite well. But sorry, I'm supposed to be reading out. I want something that is more like a traditional infographic, that has more blocky parts and less uniform. What's it called? Edges. I'm trying to get it to do what it did for Susanna when she was doing content for a client this way, and I don't seem to be able to do it. She said it was easy, but she made these beautiful infographics. Okay, that looks, that's pretty cool, actually. It's also not what I wanted, but that is really, really cool. Like, you can just see that on a website. Like, I would probably screenshot this in this case, because this is something that will rank very well on Google as an image. So in this case, I probably would screenshot that. That is really beautiful. Hi Hamish, I'm from the UK, madeawebsite.com, but I'm promoting products from USA, but all my clicks are coming from the UK. Is there something I need to change to target the US? Are you writing in British or American English, Red 6? You should be writing in American English if you're trying to rank in America. That's one thing you could change. And then you'd have to ask someone like Dagan for more information, because I'm not an expert on that topic. But I believe that his what he says is that you can't really control it. So yeah, you can just use American English. That would be one of the only things you can do. Really like that, love the colors, nice one. Thanks, Michelle. So yeah, what we could do is we could say to Claude here, I don't know, let's go, who's got a website that I can use? 2 men, obviously, it's just always 2 men. The colors are, oh, okay, yeah, so we can say this is one of my colors. Look, let's grab this hex code here. That's copied, and we'll say change, I don't know, the top, change the blue color to, as that's my brand color. Also add my logo somewhere that it doesn't, somewhere on the bottom, top, bottom right. So you'd probably want a transparent logo for this, obviously. I'm just doing things quickly because I want to try and get as much done as possible. So the reason I keep adding my logo, by the way, is because you really, really want to be pushing your website. We're not just doing this for fun. We're doing this to push our website. So by having the logo, it increases brand, identity, brand searches. People might see it and then search 2 men and then go to your website effectively. Okay, that did a little bit more than I was expecting, but still, it did kind of do what I asked it to do. I didn't really want it to change everything, but that's okay. Now we have a kind of more branded infographic. For some reason, the image link's not working. It does do that sometimes, so let me just, oh, okay. Oh, beautiful. Wow, cool. It is transparent already. So yeah, you can start to see how you can make something really cool and really interesting with this. And like I said, with WordPress, you can just literally take a screenshot and put that on WordPress, or you can put it on Shopify, as I showed you before, or you can release it as HTML. Like, there's no real big difference. It's just something like this that's so visually appealing, that is so unique, should probably be an image, because it's going to rank on its own as well. And then also, with the logo on there, that is really, really cool. I love that. So that's one thing you can do. You can do an infographic like that. And there are other types of infographics that you can make. I wish I could show you the ones that Susanna made. Global Folklore Short says, hi G, hey, how's it going? I kind of want to, so maybe we can give like so infographics, maybe we can give it like an example of what I'm looking for. So simple SVG infographics. Okay, let's just use SVG, I think that might help. So we'll say, can you make it more SVG-based instead of using divs and HTML? Okay, yeah, you can choose custom fonts. You can see here, this is a font. So you can literally change anything about this. You can make it look however you want. That's the beautiful thing. Another little tip is like if you don't want to ruin the Claude conversation, you can start a ChatGPT conversation like this. So we'll put this information here and we'll be like, change the font to Sora. If you don't know what you're doing, obviously you can also just write Sora here, I believe. Let me just, oh no, okay, so we actually had to import it, so that wouldn't work. Interesting, so now we can do that because we can import it here. And then it's, because it's not a standard font, Sora is not a standard font. Rowan would be proud of me for using Sora. Oh no, he doesn't even use Sora anymore, does he? And then if I put this here, this should change the font. I don't know if it's going to work because it does work.
Because they can't see the logo behind your screen on screen. So I'll just turn the screen on screen off for a second so they can actually see that the logo is there.
Oh, yeah, true. You can turn the picture-in-picture off for a second, yeah.
Yeah, just for a second.
So yeah, that changed the font, and then it's got our logo here. You know, this is a really stunning infographic that was made, what, in 5 minutes? This would normally take you like an hour, 2 hours, or you'd have to use AI and then edit everything and blah, blah, blah. But this is a much, much better system. So one more thing is I just want to show what you can do with SVGs as well. So SVG, if you don't know, what is an SVG? It's like a programmatic representation of an image. Scalable vector graphics is an XML-based file format used to describe two-dimensional vector graphics. So it's coding images, basically, in a different way. It's kind of hard to explain, to be honest with you, because they might seem like the same thing. But yeah, but make the design completely different. I just want to show what's possible here. I'm not saying necessarily this is how you would do things, but just so you know how to do that, basically. So you wouldn't necessarily do this exactly. You would choose if you want SVG or HTML with style tags. You know, there's a number of ways to do things. So yeah, something like this. Like this isn't exact again. I think there's spaces for images here potentially, which is quite cool. But again, you can see this is completely different and it does look really, really cool. It's just there are a few problems with it, obviously. But you could get your images one by one and put them here. And also, looks like the logo is. I don't think the logo is actually embeddable on what's it called. So let's just try run this here instead. Yeah, okay, beautiful. So all you would do here is you could put an example of each of your images here. You would ask it for that space and how to do that. So we could say like, in the white boxes you've created, can you add some of these CDN links as images? Where is paste that down? You probably want to separate those. Lo-Fi says, how do you get leads using AI blog posts from Claude after August update? We were not hit by the August update at all. All of our websites, all of our clients' websites, everything was totally fine. So it's kind of hard for me to answer that. I've always talked about quality over quantity, being consistent. All that kind of stuff is much more important than just posting a million blog posts to Google.
Yeah, you might just mention that.
Oh my God. That's insane. What the fuck? Sorry to swear, but you would not want to wear that at the beach. You wouldn't want to hand any of this at the beach.
People talk about AI AI content not ranking?
Yeah, people talk about every single update this happens, people think that AI content no longer ranks, but nothing has changed. It's just you need to always be producing high quality content, and that's all there is to it, literally. That is such a nice infographic. I can't believe how nice that is. My God, that's cool, man. I really, really like that. Obviously, you wouldn't wear any of this to the beach, but that's beside the point. I'm showing you how to do it, not exactly what you should be doing. Okay, so I think we can all agree that is absolutely bloody wonderful.
I'd say Rowan hates it.
Rowan hates, yeah, Rowan will hate it, yeah. It's not Sora. Okay, and then so that's infographics. Now there's a few more points here, and then I think we're just gonna end, guys, because it's Sunday, and I don't want to give you too much gold. We probably won't go for an hour today, to be honest with you. So let's go back here, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab the paste to markdown stuff again, and then we're gonna bulk out this content. So the first prompt here is to Claude, and it's give me 5 questions that someone might ask about this topic, so I'll hit enter here. Okay, these are probably way too long, but we'll just try the first one. So we'll go on Google and we'll search this. Yeah, it's way too long. So we'll have to change that prompt a bit. These are too long, make them shorter. There we go, something like that. Best Italian sweaters for women? Question mark. What we're looking for is the people also asked, which is not appearing for there either. Yes, infographics will be good to get leads, yes. There we go, right. What are lightweight sweater materials? What I'm looking for is this people also asked section here. What is a light sweater called? What is the most comfortable material for sweaters? How can you tell if a sweater is high quality? What sweater material is warm? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab these two because they're particularly relevant, and we'll save these to a notepad like that, and then we'll use this original question as well because I think that's also a good question. Then we'll go back. Caring for Italian knitwear, so how to, whatever that'll do. How do you care for Italian wool? How do you keep knitwear in good condition? How to keep knitwear looking good? How to treat knitwear? So we'll put these here. And then we'll say V-neck or crew neck. V-neck or crew neck, question mark. There we go, we've got these 4 as well. Now what we're going to do is we're going to say, so we'll give them the questions, put these questions into Google one by one, we've done that, and then finally, please answer these questions one by one. Without changing any other formatting, and then we'll hit enter. So you can see what I've shown you today is how you can enrich your content very, very easily. So taking it from kind of bad content to better content that's got research in it, that has all those different things in it. Disrupt says, can Harvard do this research for you? Harvard does all of this for you. I'm just showing people how to do this for free without paying anything. If you do want to pay, or if you want to just have this done for you, then check out harbordseo.ai instead. So you can see here, it should have added some interesting information to this, or it's probably just going to do FAQ. That's also fine. I really don't mind the FAQ at the bottom. I think this is just giving you different ways to rank on Google. So let's have a look at this. Is V-neck or crew neck better for women? The choice between V-neck or crew neck depends on personal style and body type. V-necks can elongate the neck and are flattering for larger busts. Why did I choose to read this? While crew necks offer a classic look that suits most body types, neither is inherently better It's a matter of personal preference and what suits your individual style and body shape. Thanks, AI. That's a really, really good answer. Not. Okay, so yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. This is what I wanted to show you. How can you make content a bit longer? How can you do high quality research and then turn it into charts and graphs that have your brand on? And then after that, how to add infographics and things like that. Max Lapit, how long does it take to do one post? Seems like it takes ages. I'm not showing you how to do one post. I'm showing you various different methods that you can use on your posts. Or if you really can't be bothered doing any waiting, then you can just use Harbor. This will do it for you. It will also do keyword research for you. This is my tool that I made using all of the methods that I just showed you in this stream. Obviously. But it also has a keyword research tool as well, which will give you highly relevant seller keywords that will bring actual traffic and actually interested people to your website that want to buy, that want to spend money, etc., etc. In terms of whether or not Harbor does this research for you, it does. It uses Perplexity and also our own scraping methods to scrape your website as well as other people's websites, as well as finding this information on the internet as well. Right now we have a yearly extra 33, which gives you an additional 33% off, which gives you annual at 50% off. This tool is my pride and joy. If you want to support us, if you want to support the channel, if you want us to make the best goddamn SEO tool in the world, then consider subscribing to Harbor. Thank you so much for watching, guys. If you're watching all the way to the end, you're an absolute legend. I think we'll leave it there, and I'll see you soon with some more content. Peace out.